Hey everyone, and welcome back to Computer Science Made Easy. Now, if you create any kind of content online, you've probably spent years thinking about search engines. But what happens when the search engine stops giving you links and just becomes the answer? Today, we're diving into a massive shift in how we find information. It's called Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. This is the next big thing in search, and trust me, it's already here. For decades, the process has been exactly the same, right? You type a question, you get a page of blue links, and then you have to do the heavy lifting of clicking through and figuring out which source is best. Well, that's all changing. AI answer engines, think Gemini or ChatGPT, they don't just point you to the information. They go out, read it all, and synthesize it for you. They create a single, direct answer. This isn't just some new feature, it's a completely new way of getting information.
And this raises a huge question for literally anyone creating content. If the AI gives the perfect summary and the user never has to click a single link, how on earth does your hard work ever get seen? Your blog post that's ranked #1, your perfect tutorial, it could just become invisible simply because the AI decided not to use it as a source. All of the old rules are suddenly out the window.
Okay, so this is exactly where Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, steps in. You really have to think of it as the next evolution of SEO. It's not enough for an AI to just find your content anymore. The real goal of GEO is to make your content so good, so valuable that the AI wants to actively use it, cite it, and summarize it in its own response. It's a whole new playbook for a new kind of search.
This brings us to a really crucial shift in mindset. For years, the ultimate prize was the click. But with GEO, the new prize is the citation. See, you're not trying to get a person to visit your page anymore. You're trying to become the trusted source that the AI itself relies on to build its answers. Being the authority behind the AI's response, that's the new #1 spot.
So how do we actually do this, right? How do we make our content completely irresistible to these new AI engines? Let's break down 4 core strategies for GEO. The goal here is to make your content what we'll call clip-ready, just perfectly packaged for an AI to grab and use.
We're going to walk through 4 key areas. First, building authority with citations. Second, structuring your content from machines. Third, adding that deep semantic context. And finally, we'll talk about the long-term game of building up your brand mentions.
First up, authoritative citations. Look, AI models are built to prioritize facts and stuff that can be verified. So when you make a claim, you've got to back it up with data. Don't just say something vague like, Python is popular. Instead, say something specific like, Python is the most popular language according to the TOB index for February 2026. You see? That simple change transforms your opinion into a concrete, verifiable nugget of information that an AI can confidently grab and cite.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just a theory. We're seeing it in academic research. This quote from a recent paper on GEO pretty much says it all. AI search has an overwhelming bias toward these authoritative sources. So being seen as a credible, data-driven source isn't just a nice-to-have, it's absolutely essential.
Okay, our second strategy is all about structured content. And this is no longer just about making things easy for human readers. Large language models, LLMs, are just way better at processing information that's well-organized. Using clear headings, bullet points, and short paragraphs makes it incredibly easy for an AI to parse your content and pull out the key points accurately. A giant jumbled wall of text is basically an AI's worst nightmare.
Third is semantic richness, which is really just a fancy way of saying you need to cover your topic with real depth and context. Don't just mention a concept, take the time to define it. If you're writing about a big idea like reinforcement learning, you should probably also cover related concepts, definitions, maybe some key libraries. All of this rich context signals to the AI that your content is comprehensive and, authoritative.
And our fourth strategy is more of a long-term play, building your brand. When you consistently put out high-quality, authoritative content on a specific topic, you're not just building an audience of people, you're actually influencing the AI's training data over time. The model starts to learn to associate your brand with that topic, making you a go-to source that it's much more likely to trust and cite in the future. Okay, that was a lot of theory, so let's make this really concrete. We're going to look at a direct comparison between the old SEO way of thinking and the new GEO goal, just to see how much the objective has really changed. Let's use an example. Say you wrote a fantastic tutorial on PyTorch. With old school SEO, your goal was super simple. Rank #1 and get that click. That's it. But with GEO, your goal is completely different. Now you want a user to ask an AI for help,
And for that AI's answer to literally include your code snippets and your explanations with a nice little citation back to you. You're not the destination anymore. You are part of the answer itself.
So what's the big takeaway here? The way we find information is changing, and it's changing fast. The old road led to a list of links, but this new road leads straight to a direct answer. For all of us, creators, developers, writers, adapting to GEO isn't just about getting ahead of the curve. It's essential for being seen at all.
So I'll leave you with a question to think about. As you look at your own work, your own projects, ask yourself, is my content built to be cited, or is it still just built to be clicked? Because honestly, the answer to that question will probably determine your place in this new AI-powered world.
Generative Engine Optimization is a brand new frontier for all of us. The strategies we've talked about today are really just the beginning of how we're all going to have to adapt. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.